What's going on, guys? Investment Coach Chris Whitehead here, and today we are going to go over RSI and MACD. All right, so we have Apple up right here in a 180-day 4-hour chart. Double click, zoom out, boom. If you're wondering where my left bar is, all you do is click this button here and this brings you up a bunch of cool stuff. Literally, it can be cool. I even have a cool symbol right there. But anyways, so RSI and MACD and how do you use that? So my last video I went over the simple day moving average, the exponential moving average, and how I use two exponentials and one simple. And I do that because it's just it makes more sense to me to have a 5-day exponential, a 20-day exponential, which are kind of working together in a similar way that an MACD does, but it does it on the chart for me. And I compare that with a moving average of 180-day simple. Look at some of my videos on my channel and just Google the SMA, EMA. I've got a playlist of all the stuff, and you'll find it. So the RSI is a relative strength index, and it's a technical indicator that we find with our edit studies. Again, I showed a video how to do this previously, but we'll go over it. Edit studies, go right here, RSI, push enter, right, it's right there. And then MACD, push enter, and then what that will do is it'll pull them up over here, and you can apply whichever settings you want. The basic settings are pretty decent. I wouldn't mess around with them too much until you know what you're doing. So basically, when it comes down to an RSI and MACD, what we're looking for is, first off, knowing that the RSI has a number between 30 and 0 and 90, 99 rather. But when we're looking at 30, I've made this green, which basically is telling me that, hey, things are on sale, and red means things are overvalued. So think about buying a car, and if you were going to go buy a car and you were near this red line, like right through here, this red line means that they're charging you more than the car's worth. But if you went to a used dealership and you found a vehicle, maybe you could find one that was being sold for a good deal. So when we get to this green line, that means that you're, think of it as you're getting a deal. So this is often called oversold, and the red line is often called overbought. And what you can do is you can kind of see, and nothing's 100% because you can see how we crossed this line and then the stock went up. But what you can try to use the indicators for are for patterns. So you see how right here we crossed above the red line, which again, the red line was considered the overbought. Once we crossed above it, we went to a little peak point, right? And then we started going down. And as we started going down, you can see that kind of was indicated with the chart. Okay, so, and then once we got down to there, we went lower and we kind of started seeing a little bit of a pull up. That pull up was represented by that peak, and then back down, a little pop up to down, and then we get right down here to where we cross up. And you know, that's a 155 up to 162, you know, dollar difference. So it's never 100%, but it's something that you can gauge. We try to gauge that with the MACD. We have a purple line, which is our value, our average value, and then the green is the price. So the average versus the price. If the average is going up, right, and then the green crosses it, that's usually a sign for something good. So right here, we have a purple average going up, right, and we have the green price, which is starting to go up with it. And when that happens, it starts to go up, mixed in with our RSI, which was at that time kind of, you know, not overbought, not oversold, but definitely closer to the on sale side. So that matches up with the crossing of the two MACDs. And then you can see in the one above, and I keep pointing at the computer like you can see me, but the crossing of the MACD with the rising of the RSI represented an uptrend in the candles. And if you look at your EMA, your 20-day EMA, which is this blue line, and then the 5-day EMI, which is your pink, you see how they cross. The they get where they're about to cross, but before that we had a low RSI. They're getting ready to cross, and MACD. All these indications start to show you signs of an uptrend. So nothing's 100%, but it's definitely something to add in your toolkit. One thing with the RSI is you have these green and these reds right here, and this is representing the volume during the time and how much is being bought and sold. As you can see right here, we have a lot of volume being sold, and that's represented there, and a lot of volume being bought, which is represented there. So if you see that there's a lot of red, if you see there's a lot of red, that's usually going to indicate that it's on its way down. Like right here, here's a good example. So we had some red, 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 a little bit of green, red, 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 a little bit of green, and it often corresponds with this. Now, Apple isn't a very volatile stock usually, but here's a good example right here. We had a little bit of red right here, and then it started going green. The green, which is our price, crossed our purple, which is our average, came up with a medium-ranged RSI, which again, you know, if we're like between 40 and 45, we're getting a decent deal, and we're crossing our blue and our pink exponential moving averages, heading up towards our simple day moving average. So this would have been a setup where you probably could have seen this occurring, and you probably could have got in around here, and then you could have got in maybe around 157, and then over the next few days sold out at 168. So you could have made $12 for every share that you bought, which I don't know what the percentage is off the top of my head, but you know, it's probably 3, 4, 5, 6%, and that's a great gain. You know, if you can make 5 to 10% trading a week with some swing trades, that's awesome. Now you can day trade, you can make more, but you're going to have to risk more. Simple swing trades to me are a lot easier, especially when you have solid stocks that you follow. You can just get in and out, in and out, in and out. So we went over the RSI, went over the MACD, and again, you click here. There's a lot of studies you can do. Once you, well, if you want, if I go to sets and go to general set, this is one of my main sets that I use. I'm going to remove all, set, add set selected. I use the moving average, simple, RSI, MACD, and also use a VWAP from time to time. The VWAP is a volume weighted average price, and we'll go over that in another video. But yeah, this is a basic video going over the simple moving averages very briefly, but focus on the RSI and MACD. Remember guys, don't invest in anything that you don't understand what your indicators are telling you. So I'm Investment Coach Chris. I hope this video has proven to be useful. If you do like these videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to support me, you can go to my patreon.com/Chris Whitehead. And if you want one-on-one tutoring, that is available too. We can do one-on-one training when it comes to investing. I am not a financial supervisor, but I am a financial enthusiast who is an active swing and day trader, and I have experience that I am willing to show you. All right, this has been Investment Coach Chris Whitehead, and you guys have a wonderful day.